With the inspection and preparation completed, it's now time to begin the actual repair. We'll go through the process step by step for a standard repair and show each step in detail. Begin by taking your scribe or spring hammer and gently clean the pit of loose glass and use the brush or blower to remove any debris that remains. Next, take the bridge assembly and make sure that the adjusting screws and injector barrel are retracted so as not to interfere with the vacuum cup sitting completely on the glass. Make sure the adjusting slot is centered so that you have the maximum range if any adjustments are necessary once the bridge has been attached to the windshield. Orient the bridge so that the vacuum cup is above or to the side of the damage to prevent resin from coming into contact with the rubber and damaging it. Also, make sure that the injector is facing you for easy access. The B300 will be attached by activating the pump, and the B250 by flipping the locking lever to the horizontal position. Try and center the injector end seal hole directly over the pit when placing the bridge on the glass. You can check the position of the bridge by looking down the barrel, or by using a centering tool to ensure that the injector is directly over the pit. If the injector is not positioned correctly, it could interfere with the resin entering the brake. When the bridge is properly positioned, screw the injector barrel down until the head seal just touches the glass, and then advance it another half turn. Then, screw the leveling screws down until they just touch the glass. You will then advance the leveling screws an additional 2 turns. At this point, the bridge should be level on the glass. However, additional turns may be required if the windshield you are working on has a significant curve to it. The goal is to uniformly compress the end seal against the glass. The amount of the end seal visible between the glass and the injector barrel should be equal all the way around. Another way to check the compression of the end seal is to measure the distance between the glass and the bridge plate with a ruler. Each of the 3 corners of the bridge should be within 1/8 of an inch of each other. Remember, this is a general guideline and may vary depending on the curvature of the glass. It is important not to over-tighten the injector or leveling screws. Doing so will compress the glass and prevent it from filling with resin, or cause the glass to crack further. Watch the damage area while installing the bridge and stop immediately if you see the damage spreading. You are now ready to load the injector with Magnabond resin. It takes approximately 7 drops of resin to fill most pieces of damage. The proper amount in the dropper is represented by filling it to where the taper of the dropper tube is the midpoint of the resin level. Insert the dropper tube to the very bottom of the injector barrel. The goal is to completely fill the end seal with resin so you will have sufficient fluid pressure during the repair and avoid injecting air into the brake. After filling the injector, close your resin bottle. If capping the bottle with the dropper, you just need to tighten it until the lid is snug. Over-tightening will cut the dropper bulb by pinching it between the bottle and cap. Returning the bottle to the toolbox will prevent spills, breaking the bottle, and UV light from affecting your unused resin. If using the I-100 injector, take the plunger and set it into the vacuum position and install it into the injector barrel. Screw the plunger down until it stops. There is no need to over-tighten the plunger. While holding the injector barrel with one hand, pull back on the plunger and rotate it 1/4 turn clockwise and gently lower it into your first pressure cycle. Apply a slight amount of thumb pressure at this point. Leave the plunger in the first pressure cycle for 5 minutes. The I-100 injector does not require supervision during the pressure cycles. You can leave the glass repair to sit and begin a second repair, finish paperwork, or get started with another customer. Leaving the injector in either the pressure or vacuum cycles for longer than the recommended times will not adversely affect the quality of the finished repair. After the first pressure cycle is complete, hold the injector barrel still with one hand, pull back on the plunger, and rotate 1/4 turn clockwise so that it locks back into position. This is called a vacuum cycle and starts to remove the air from the brake. Leave the injector in this position for at least 30 seconds. Using the same techniques, complete an additional pressure cycle of 2 minutes. A second vacuum cycle of 30 seconds, and always end on a pressure cycle. Additional pressure and vacuum cycles may be necessary depending on the complexity of the brake. 2 to 4 cycles on average are required. The end result should be that all of the air has been removed from the brake. When air is present in a brake, it will look either black or green in color, and in some cases have a shiny or rainbow color. Repeat the same process for the I-100S injector assembly. Be sure to closely inspect the brake before removing the bridge. The bridge can be rotated for better visibility by loosening the adjusting nut. Look at the brake from multiple angles. Air pockets may be invisible from one angle, while obvious from another. Remember, once you cure the resin, you won't be able to extract any more air or inject more resin. When you're sure that the brake has been completely filled, you can remove the bridge by gently lifting up an edge of the vacuum cup. Be sure to first place the locking lever in the vertical position if you have the B250 bridge. Set the bridge down on a paper towel and cover from any UV light. Take the bottle of pit resin and carefully place 1 drop directly below the pit. By slowly squeezing the bottle, you will minimize any air bubbles. Once the pit resin is on the glass, apply the curing tab. Do not push on the curing tab, as this will force the resin out of the pit. If there is an air bubble in the drop, or even if you see one after applying the curing tab, you can use a straight pin to pop them. Remember to do this before curing the resin. The goal is to leave a small hump in the resin to ensure a flush repair when finished. Place your UV lamp over the repair and turn it on for 5 minutes. Moisten the suction cups with a small amount of water for a secure grip. Be sure to place your lamp in such a way that the resin does not get on the cups, as this will damage them. Wipe up any excess resin if necessary, but do not disturb the repair. After 5 minutes, remove the lamp by breaking the suction of each cup. Do not pull the lamp, as this will cause the suction cups to break free of the lamp. Remove the curing tabs and use a new razor blade. Hold it at a 90-degree angle and scrape the resin flush with the surface of the glass. When all of the excess resin has been scraped off, take a dab of pit polish to polish the surface of the repair. Pit polish will not harm the surrounding glass and will improve the appearance of the final repair.